Okay, so for my initial experiment, I've realized that. Hold on a second. Let me. So it switches on from over here, and then this thing is switched on. Now, if you want to move it, all you need to do is pull it back, and the wheels will bring it back. Push it forward, and the wheels will push it forward. And you don't need to do anything. Just get it straight. And it's as simple as this. It is more easier to maneuver than definitely the Bissell Crosswave. This is the first thing I've observed off the bat. The other thing is this one looks quite slim and sleeker to the Bissell Crosswave. And I like the system. Just do it like this. And you start moving. Get it straight. And it's still on, but it's not working. Bissell, you needed to press a button to shut it off. And it's still on. You can see the moment I start working. Now this, I don't even need to press the button. So one thing I've observed is, observed right off the bat is to use this is far easier than the Bissell Crosswave. The tires, the power wheels, they do help. It is something that is nice to have. The thing isn't heavy. It could have worked with normal wheels, but the wheels that they move, I like it, to be honest. It is something nice. I have felt the benefit of that in this. Like I was highly optimistic of how this thing would, because that thing was nice. I have been using it for one of the good things about Bissell Crosswave in comparison to this. All right, let me show you. So the brush rolls, the Bissell Crosswave, as I told you, has stiff bristles inside. See this? There's a whole line of bristles, and these are like plastic bristles. They do scrape off stuff. The other thing is the motor in this Bissell isn't in the head. So you can see there's no motor over here. The motor is somewhere here, and it is being run by a belt or some sort of mechanism. The motor runs the belt over here. This rotates the brush, and the bristles are helpful in cleaning. Other than that, the general mechanism is nearly the same. This one, the ones that I saw online, they had holes so water could get in. There was a danger of water ingress over here. This version is this exact same thing. I don't know, maybe they changed the motor. What's happened? This one has no bristles. However, because there are no bristles, so it is easier to do this squeegee action on it and suck all the water out. That thing, the bristles wouldn't allow squeegee action. And this squeegee action, this thing, it will get all the water out, and it will do a squeegee thing with it, and that whatever is dirt it has picked up off the floor, it will get pulled in. The head is easier to install. This is definitely a pro for this one. Automated wheels. Now I have to wait for it to charge. The clean water tank, they seem the same. You have to use their own solutions. You can use Bissell's solution over here. The thing with the solution is it shouldn't form foam. So when these things pick up that solution, foam can form, and then that foam, starts getting out of this end. This is a HEPA filter. I doubt Bissell has a HEPA filter. I don't know, maybe. But I don't think their HEPA filter isn't as the way this thing is. The way it takes water in. So it has this squeegee, and I don't know, but they have done something. It squeezes water out the way I've seen it on the website. Easier to put on the base. This one this one's also fine. It goes on the base. We have to see if it does the self-clean. That one does do a self-clean. The Bissell does a self-clean. And Bissell is obviously well known. This was the main company that I think sort of started this vacuum thing. Now there's one thing you need to be absolutely clear. These aren't dry wax. You need to vacuum your home. Let me show you. You need to use this brush. This will pick stuff off hard floors. This is the only thing you need. Now, this is the Dyson Gen 5. I will do another one. What is good and what isn't good. Let me just give you off the bat what isn't good. See, some genius in Dyson's department decided to put these noisy wheels. Like these cheap Chinese hot rods, they don't even have these kind of useless wheels, noisy ones. So when I run this brush on the floor, it isn't the sound of the vacuum, the sound of the wheels. You can hear this? Useless wheels. They could have used silicone wheels to keep it silent, or they could have used other technology. But the level of incompetence somebody in the design team displayed is phenomenal. That is one of the worst things. Other than that, is obviously the price. But then what this rack does, Others can do 80% of what this does. If you want 100% fuss-free working, then you have to bite the bullet. That's the same thing with this. Now I need to charge the Tineco, and then I will show you a complete test of what the difference is. But these ones, don't try picking stuff off floor. Here will definitely get stuck. Even if it doesn't get stuck, you're just creating issues for yourself. It's best to vacuum first and then use that. Technology hasn't gone far ahead that thing can detangle stuff. They can, but then you have to clean wet hair out of it. Put your hand in there. Who would want to do that? So use this and then use that. Whoever says otherwise either doesn't have women or people with long hair in their house, or somebody with long hair, pets or whatever. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So before we start with the demonstration of how these things work, physical working, I need to vacuum the place, because as I told you that these aren't actual, they won't, it's a mess if hair gets into them. Okay. All right, so I've cleaned the place now, and the next thing to do is to fill them up with water. Now, these vacuums, the thing is they can't vacuum themselves. I have tried this yesterday in the demonstration I was doing, and it pulled a lot of stuff off the floor. But these things, they're basically mops. They use clean water, it goes into the brush. That brush then sucks that water up into this dirty water tank. And then that dirty water gets sucked through here, through this place, into over here, and it comes out this way. It comes out from here, and then whatever this, it comes out from here. See, there's a long tube. It goes in, comes out from here. That tube goes into over here. So from here, the solid particles, they get stuck here, and the liquid, it falls down into the container. See, water goes up, the solid particles get stuck here, and the liquid goes down. And this is the maximum level of liquid that it can take in. Now the thing is, if you use it as a dry vac, this is the maximum amount of, not even this, less than this, is the maximum amount of solids you will hold. So this is maybe hardly 200 milliliters or 150 milliliters of solids you can hold in this vac. If you use it a lot more, then that thing gets stuck over here. See this? This is from yesterday. And then this is the HEPA filter. The HEPA filter is, and this is kind of sealed because this is silicone over here. So then all this air gets sucked up here through the vacuum, sucks it up, and I don't know where that thing is, but this is how this thing works. And it's the same mechanism on the Bissell Crosswave as well. What's happened? Okay, so the Bissell Crosswave also works on the same mechanism. So dirty water gets in here. It has the same sort of filter, the same mechanism, and there comes a sieve, a separate sieve. I've taken that out because I never vacuum solids. I just suck up dirty water, so it cleans it. It gets a lot of dust out of here. That Dyson will not get the dust out. So it's the same mechanism. This one also has a clean water tank over here, and both the tanks are approximately the same size. They are approximately the same thing. This has an auto clean function. It's once you put it on the stand, you press this, long press this button, it will wet that mop, and then that mop will spin, suck that water up. Now, the main difference I've seen between this Tineco and the Bissell Crosswave, the Bissell Crosswave, is that this lip, it sort of acts like a squeegee against this brush roll. And the thing is, it's easy to take off. See? Yes, put it here. That's it. This one is not that straightforward. You need to, first of all, thread this in over here, then push it in, pull it up. And the brush roll is easier to take out. This is how the brush roll goes in. So the brush roll isn't that difficult. You do need to do cleaning, not every time, but once in a while. This is how this brush comes out. And there's something over here. This comes with 2 brush heads, and I think you need to take this part out because the other brush is just empty. It doesn't have this thing. So I think you have to take this out and then put this on the new brush roll. It comes with an extra brush roll and an extra HEPA filter. But this thing is also easier to clean. The bases have raised lips, so even this also works the same cleaning method. You leave some water in here, it will throw that water, you spread that water into the tray, and and then this brush will spin and suck it up. Because this one doesn't have bristles like the Crosswave has. Crosswave has these bluish plastic bristle sort of stuff. So I don't think the squeegee action works well over there in comparison to this one. The brush is visible on this. The brush isn't visible on the Bissell Crosswave. The Bissell Crosswave seems a bit heavier, but the thing is, it's not an apples to apples comparison. This is the Pioneer, but it's an older technology. This thing is, they have done improvements. And then there's a price point. Bissell is like 250 pounds. This is 430 pounds after sale. They usually sell it for like, they advertise it for 800, 900, 700 pounds. And this is on sale. And that one is usually 250, 260 pounds, something like that. The latest one, they have a brand new one. It has half edge cleaning. So the brush, it just ends over here. So it will not clean these two edges. This one closer to the wall, but this one has that belt that drives the brush because the motor is over here. Now this thing has a fatal flaw. The last version I had, so the motor is somewhere here. Where is it? Yes, somewhere here. And it had a air vent under here somewhere, and it will suck air into the motor, and the motor would usually burn. So the pipe goes here. This is a suction pipe. The wheels, the same squeegee thing over here. There is no squeegee in the front, and there is no squeegee on the brush as well. But here entanglement is an issue. I stopped using it as a dry vac. Simply, I stopped using it. I just vacuum first and then use it as a mop, wet mop. And if there is water spilled, then this thing will suck that up. Now, let us get to making them work. Okay, so this is the Tineco one. You fill it this way and fill it with water and then add solution. There is an extreme mode where there are some two electrodes over here, and they electrolyze the water, so you don't need a cleaning solution. It says use only up to 60 degrees temperature, so warm water, and use Tineco solution only. Add 1 cup into the full this thing. Now, why are these? This comes with also its own solution, the Bissell one, and I think the Bissell one is fine. It can work over here. The thing is, these solutions, they don't form bubbles. So this, when water gets sucked into the dirty water tank, that means it is forming bubbles. So this is a bubble forming machine. So this liquid doesn't let those bubble forms. Doesn't let that thing happen. It's like kind of dishwasher powder or liquid, whatever that is. So this has something that reduces bubble formation. All right. I'll just use it this way. So I'll use the Tineco, but it's all right. You can use the Bissell one as well. I haven't filled the Bissell too much because I don't want to use the Bissell completely today. I need to clean it. Okay, I've added the anti-foaming solutions into both of them, and this one can be turned both ways and water will not leak. But the Tineco one, if I turn it upside down, water will leak because it needs air. There's an air gap. It needs air, otherwise vacuum would form over here. They're both fine, all right to use. So let's just get them working. This one, all you need to do is turn it on, and then you need to turn it on. It's on auto. I can choose max, suction only. I'll just go with auto, because auto, the moment you turn it this way, it starts dispensing liquid and starts moving forward and backward. And once you get it straight, that's it, it shuts down. The Bissell one, that's not the case. You need to press the on button over here. You need to on it, then select how much. Then you need to select if you need to do an area rug or tile floor. I think on the area rug, it uses more water. On tile floor, it uses less water. Now, the first thing, the floor is like, my floor is camouflaged sort of, so you need to trust me on what I tell you, if it's leaving a lot of water behind or not. Then there's this lever. I need to press this to dispense the liquid. Over here, there is nothing to press. It's just hold the thing. This has an open handle. This one is a closed one. So here it goes. I'll use a lot more liquid. Once you press the liquid, the light comes on. If I don't press the lever, no liquid will be dispensing. So I need to press it to get the brush wet. The brush is wet enough now. I've stopped pressing the brush, but there's still a lot of, I don't know what this tick 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 sound is. Okay, so this one is not leaving, is like sort of, so the Tineco is not leaving a lot of water on the floor in comparison to the Bissell. I can see that. And this one is really wet, and over here it is sort of dry. Now there isn't a lot of things to check it on, but from the apparent look of it, this one has picked up some dirt. I can see it. I don't know if the camera can. And let's put it here. Let us see what the Bissell has done. It has picked up, it dispensed a lot more water, and it has picked up dirt as well. Let me show you the self-cleaning thing on the Bissell. So this thing, long press this and it will start so it has started to dispense water into the tray. Is it dispensing water? Yes, it is. And that water is now getting sucked up. And this is the condition of the brush roll. It is relatively, it's all right. Just let's go to the Tineco now. So the way to do it on the Tineco is press this. It's going to give you an option. I don't know why it's not telling me. I think there's a
volume adjusted. Volume adjusted.
Okay.
Self-cleaning has started. Soaking the brush roller.
So it's most likely pumping in water now. So it is wetting the brush. Unlike the Bissell over there, it's just wetting the brush. It is not releasing a lot of water. Releasing a lot of water over here. But it has taken a lot of water in. So I think this noise is the noise of the water pump. It's again pumping water. So now it's air drying the brush roller. You can switch you can reduce the volume. This is the lowest I think it goes, and after this it is silent. And if you want to stop this whole thing, just pick this up, and there is comparatively no water in the tray over here. However, in the Bissell, in comparison to the Tineco, there is somewhat water. And let us open this, take the brush roll out, and the brush seems considerably dry, and there is no danger to the motor. At least they've covered up all the holes that were on the motor. And obviously, if it is like twice or thrice as expensive as the Bissell Crosswave, what else are you expecting? It should have some sort of tech in it.
Charging.
Well, this to get the lid on, it's easier, and the mechanism is the same, but this one has some bells and whistles. Now there's one other thing. You need food grade silicone grease to grease this part, to eventually lightly grease this part, and any other seals in this kind of thing. So there are seals over here, gaskets. And if you use petroleum jelly or anything else, you will destroy these things. Silicone grease, food grade, is one of the best things to keep the seals intact. But don't overdo it. I overdid it on the Bissell, and now my hands are getting oily and squishy, stuff like that. The wheels on the Bissell are bigger than this, but the automated wheels, they do make a difference. How much water have I used? So I filled it somewhere here. It has used this much, approximately 200 ml in cleaning it. The water is still warm. I will brush this room completely, and then I'll give you an update. So this is the unboxing of Tineco One S7 Pro, the latest iteration here in the UK. I got this for £439 off Amazon. And it is always wise to buy the extended warranty for such devices. All right. So here is use only Tineco solution. There's a wand, you need to click it into the main unit, fill the water with max, and then add the solution. And over here it shows controls and charge it on the dock to the wall dock connected to the mains. This is how it comes. Let me see if you can see everything. Yep. This is the Bissell Crosswave Max. Bissell's, so I'm going to be comparing this with that thing. Booklet, and this thing is heavy. A roller, brush holder. I think this is the charging dock. Yep, it is. What is this? Some sort of brush roll holder or something. I don't know. Alright, so I think this is the extra stuff that this comes with. So I don't know what this is, but here's the charger. I think there's an extra HEPA filter and an extra brush roll over here as well. And the charger over here. So let's keep the stuff back. And here's the main unit. Oh my god, plastics it comes in. And the wand. And the solution. Here's the solution. So why do you need it? The specialized solution? Well, this thing creates this solution. It's meant to not create a lot of foam. Let me tidy this thing up. I'll get back to you. All right, here's the unit unpacked. This came with the handle, and this is what it shows. Register, enjoy VIP perks. Register now, Tineco.com. So this whack and even the Bissell Crosswave, the handle is removed. So there is a button over here that you press, and you can pull the handle out. Let me show you behind. Okay, I can't. It's not coming out, but it's easy. I don't want to do it now. So I think the handle go this way, but let us try doing it the opposite way. No, it's not going to fit. So this is the right way to fit the handle in. All right. So there is something over here. I think I will need to press it or do something. And this is how to get it out. Yes, it's the exact mechanism, similar to Bissell Crosswave. This is the charging dock. Here's the charging. This is the place where it goes in. And these, I think, are the positive and negative connectors, and they fall into place. The charging brick, here it is. AC adapter, input, output, 20, 30, and I need my glasses. I can't read what is written. So this is how the wire goes. It is angled at 90 degrees, so it's easier to fit it somewhere. Like next to a wall, it will be easier. Now there's a problem with this plug, with a lot of these kind of things. The wire comes up in UK systems. This thing is irritating. Okay, here we go. And drop this.
Charging.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. It came with 47% power. Okay, let's have a look at the business end of the thing. And this is a brush roll. It goes as such in, and then it locks over here. You need to pull this, and the brush roll comes off. Now in the versions I've seen online, there were holes over here. So this is the motor that runs the brush roll. And yes, there is some sort of thing inside. And the difference between this brush roll and Bissell Crosswaves is that Bissell Crosswaves has bristles that go, there's a line of bristles that go around it. Let us first see this, and I will show you that one. And the brush, here is a soft silicone lip, so I think water doesn't go back. These are the smooth power wheels. What else? So small silicone wheels at the front. These ones, the power connection goes into. This is the clean water tank, and this is how it looks. It's made in 2024. This is the dirty water tank. There is a HEPA filter, so it came with an extra HEPA filter and an extra brush roll in the box. So that is a good thing. Size-wise, looks-wise, it is sort of like, it is sort of.
Charging.
So here's the mic is in the handle, and well, let it charge, and then I'll let you know where we go from there then.